All matters impeachment, where impeached Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has moved to court, the Court of Appeal, to seeking to bar the three-judge bench from conducting Tuesday proceedings. Now filed under the certificate of urgency, Gachagua has maintained that the Constitution gives only the Chief Justice the powers to empanel a bench, and that the High Court ruling was erroneous. Now, meanwhile, an Eldoret court has also referred a petition seeking to reinstate was benefits, including security detail, to Milimani Court for further orders. The case will be mentioned on the 30th of October. Here's on Minor with the details.
A day before, Justice Eric Ogolla-led three-judge bench sits on Tuesday to hear two applications seeking to set aside conservatory orders that stop Professor Kithure Kindiki swearing in impeached Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has rushed to the Court of Appeal to stop the proceedings. In an application filed under certificate of urgency, Gachagua is opposing the decision of the High Court that ruled Deputy Chief Justice in empaneling the three-judge bench consisting of Justices Eric Ogolla, Anthony Mrima, and Frida Mogambi. Through lawyer John Jomo, Gachagua maintains Article 165(4) of the Constitution empowers the Chief Justice to assign, upon certification, an even number of judges to hear and determine a matter, raising a substantial question of law. The impeached DP argues the ruling of the High Court was wrong, mistaken and erroneous, and not only based on a grave misinterpretation of Article 165(4) of the Constitution, but also on a very wrong analysis of the letter and spirit of the Constitution. This as the Eldoret Court referred a petition seeking to reinstate Gachagua's privileges, benefits and security detail to the Milimani Constitutional and Human Rights Division. The matter is said to be mentioned before the presiding judge of the division on 30th October 2024 for further orders and or directions.
Has been happening impeachment of President Rigathi Gachagua. 8th October is just being Wednesday, and we're going to be keeping tabs on that. Now we cross over to Maturity, where the Directorate of Criminal Investigation appealing to the official that would assist in the re-arrest of the suspect Jumaisi, who confessed to killing 4 and dumping the bodies at the quarry. Alvin Kaunda with the details.
The Directorate of Criminal Investigations is seeking the public's help in providing information that could assist in the rearrest of murder suspect Collins Jumaisi Halusha. Halusha had confessed to killing 42 women, including his wife. He was being detained at Gigiri police station over the discovery of 9 dismembered bodies of victims aged between 18 and 30 years in Kware area of Nairobi County. Halusha, however, escaped from Gigiri police station together with 12 Eritreans who were found to be illegally in the country just days before his arraignment in court. The DCI, however, fell short of mentioning the bounty, only saying a significant cash reward will be offered for information leading to his rearrest.
Now to matters examination at the Kenya Primary Assessment, that is KBC, yesterday Monday, with over 1.2 million candidates registered for the national examinations this year. The government has assured the public that the robust security measures are in place with multi-agency teams from the Ministries of Education to ensure a smooth exam. Today, yesterday they sat for the English and mathematics with the assessment until Wednesday. Is a rundown about how day one was, as we what is going to be happening on. Take it out.
Early Monday morning,
this is for Sunday school, Westlands.
Designated officers across the country, accompanied by local administrators, school representatives and security personnel, gathered at secure storage locations to open the containers holding the day's Kenya Primary School Education Assessment KPSEA papers. Speaking while overseeing the distribution of the KPSEA papers at the Westlands Deputy County Commissioner's Office, Education Cabinet Secretary Julius Ogamba confirmed that the exam irregularity hotspots had been mapped with preventive measures put in place. He emphasized that those found cheating will face dire consequences.
We are all ready. The hotspot areas have been mapped. We are ready to undertake these examinations, including areas that have had skirmishes like in Tana River. We managed to make arrangements for the students who are from the affected schools to be hosted in security camps like the GSU camp for them to be able to undertake the examination. So no student is going to be left behind.
A spot check at the Westlands schools in Nairobi saw students ready to begin their KPSEA starting with the mathematics paper in the morning. And unlike in previous examinations protocols, there were no armed security guards in the school premises. Westlands School Principal Kennedy Cheva observed that this year the guards were only slotted to escort the examination papers en route to schools.
Hapo mbeleni mtihani ulikuwa kabla center manager kama mimi aondoke pale kwa container, alikuwa lazima aandamane na askari mmoja, ama kwa shule kubwa kama Westlands askari wawili. Isitoshe hao askari walikuwa wamejihami kabisa kwa silaha zao za kazi, uniform proper na bunduki tena kubwa. Wakifika shule watoto walikuwa wanaangalia, wanasema we, leo mtihani umefika, na huo mtihani si mchezo.
The opening of exam storage facilities was held in different parts of the country, with county commissioners affirming that security has been heightened to facilitate a smooth assessment process.
We are working together with all the agencies to make sure that the exams are delivered and they are credible as the government has planned.
Tumeweza kujipanga ili mtihani uweze kufika kwa wakati ufaao katika shule zote. Tumeweza kuarifu wale center managers pamoja na supervisors matarajio wale ambao tuko nayo kwamba wataweza kuhakikisha kwamba wanafunzi wanafanya mtihani bila kusaidiwa.
Kwa hii Tharaka Nithi County tuko na 358 centers za KPSEA. Kwa hivyo ni matumaini yetu kila mmoja ataenda kukalia hiyo mtihani na kufanikiwa.
The 3-day assessment is scheduled to conclude on Wednesday, October 30th. On Tuesday, the candidates will sit for integrated science and Kiswahili or sign language before concluding on Wednesday with creative arts and social studies.
We are of luck for all students who are and remember to take those exams. Now we cross over to the cost. Executions ransom in Mulele set at 6 billion shillings petroleum. Magistrates Harrison on the to pursue since the witnesses to sustain case started 2000 before the businessman fled to the United Kingdom. Ruth Wamboi with the details.
On Monday, the petroleum products involving Agnesh Devani was before Chief Magistrate Harrison Baraza for hearing. The prosecution told the court that its key witnesses were reluctant to testify in the case and that others had died.
Consequently, I hereby allow that application and proceed to discharge the accused person under that section of the law. It is ordered accordingly.
Devani's case began in February this year when he took plea after 13 years in the United Kingdom. The government of Kenya had applied for extradition orders, and Devani was deported to Kenya to face the criminal charges. He had been accused of using his company trading as Triton Petroleum Company Limited to swindle the government of 7.6 billion shillings. The case has been withdrawn under Section 87A of the Criminal Procedure Code, which means Devani may still be prosecuted in future if new evidence is availed. Elsewhere, advocates have been called upon to offer pro bono services to the less fortunate in the society.
Ama ikiwa mtu ana kesi na ana hela, anasaidiwa mpaka hiyo kesi inaisha, anapata haki yake, inawacha kumsumbua.
Speaking during the Legal Awareness Week at Milimani's Law Court, Law Society of Kenya President Faith Othiambo and High Court Judge Justice Eric Ogolla says sometimes humanity should take center stage.
Legal awareness is the gateway to empowerment. A well-informed citizenry is empowered to demand justice, exercise rights, and hold leaders accountable.
This week, as we celebrate justice, let us remember that justice cannot be celebrated unless it's felt by the people. It's my hope that through the activities of the Legal Awareness Week 2024, we'll take justice out of the courts into the streets, the prisons, remand centers, where they need it the most.
This even as a clarion call to stop extrajudicial killings and abductions of citizens reverberated. The Legal Awareness Week is being held under the theme, Empowering Citizen Participation. Ruth Wambui for Good Morning, Kenya.
We cross over to East African Community member states. Yes, policy. The community, which has a population of more than 300 million people, requirements, recognition of professionals, the elimination of long-standing non-tariff barriers. MSME's Development Cabinet Secretary Wycliffe Oparanya says the elimination of trade will help, which accounts for more than of all the jobs.
I want to talk to you and see how can you be supported in terms of financing. How can we support you in terms of even capacity building, business development of your business? How do you move also from South Sudan and spread your wings to DRC Congo?
A conglomerate of ministries are actually putting energies together, and they specify depending on which ministry does which mandate. Ndio sasa wakishafanya, wakati tunaweka pamoja, tunaweka kwa treaty, ndio tunapambana naye katika Council of Ministers kwa EAC. Kwa hivyo mambo hayo tumesikia, na mimi najua hata wakati tulikuwa tunaongelea, I was just pointing out kwamba kuna mambo mengine kati ya yale mumesema ambayo yana fall within the agreed treaties, yenye kila country within the 8 member states, whether mdogo ama mkubwa, awe a big boy ama small boy.
MSMEs have been identified as the only area that we can grow the economy. In Kenya is a major pillar. It's one of the 5 pillars for the Kenya Kwanza government. That if we want to create wealth, if we want to create employment for our people, we must focus on MSMEs. And that's why the president thought it's wise that now let us have a specific state department under PS.
Away from matters about youth employment, as a young and emerging African continental free area now has opportunities in business. About the reduced trade barriers will enable them and with the details.
Kenya's exports to Africa have been on an upward trajectory, with Uganda accounting for the highest market share at 33.86%, with top export products including coffee, tea, animal fats and cement. Even though the African Continental Free Trade Area is expected to expand the market for Kenyan products, most entrepreneurs are unaware of the business opportunities.
I don't think most of us are aware about it, and I don't think enough has been done from the part of the government. And as much as they've tried to sign the agreements, most of us are still not aware about the opportunities there is about exporting their products.
Young people might never come to forums and sit for a whole day, but you'll find them in social media. They are friends to social media. So simplified and tailor-made awareness to these spaces that young people are in.
You can imagine if you have a product and it is well known and demanded by 1.3 billion consumers, you can imagine that opportunity itself is a huge one. Then it's a $3.4 trillion GDP covered market. So that means there's already finance.
The East African Business Council says there is need for collaborative effort to sensitize businesses about opportunities and offer them industry linkages.
You need to get ready. You need to start really getting your house ready because the market is huge, opportunities are high, but how are we ready as a private sector? How are we ready to compete? Because competition is going to be open, but competition is good for business.
Quality has been improving in the country. We have a lot of support from government. We are supporting a lot of capacity support on product development for different businesses, especially the small businesses in Kenya who really need that support.
Saving credit cooperatives regulations as the government seeks members' savings. Secretary Wycliffe, the government is in as it seeks to review SACCO officials conform to professional studies and reduce incidences of malpractice.
As we sit here, one of the things that we drive as a SACCO is our global mantra of people helping people. When you go to the credit union at the global level, if you are in a SACCO, the bottom line is that our members' actually needs must be served.
A shilling in the cooperative movement is safe as a shilling in the bank. So we are emphasizing that I think we need to make sure that as SASRA, as the ministry, we oversight over all the SACCOs so that it is a quasi-government, because the time you start collecting money from people, from individuals, then the government has to have an eye to make sure that that money is not misused.